19. If someone is still missing, I think they will be able to join in any case. So welcome everybody, welcome dear partners. I'm honored to chair this capacity building workshop, and I thank very much Pio for having put all this together in quite a short time, I would say. So the aim of this workshop is to learn. This is a special moment for us that the project made it possible. So we should spend this couple of hours or 3 hours we have in front and make it the best use of it. I'm quite honored to say that we have the presence of the Ministry of Saxony-Anhalt, and I think she can introduce herself directly. So from my side, as a lead partner of the project, I really appreciate your presence here. So thank you very much. And okay, we decided to have an impulse presentation from Pio Lombardi about this multi-criteria methodology that can be used for planning purposes, for energy planning. This can be an introduction about methods, how to take in consideration all the different aspects that we have to while we are dealing with energy planning. Then I am also pleased to have Martin Stutzer from the ministry that will dig a little bit into the hydrogen strategy that the land is developing, and that the project is contributing to fine tune, I think. So thank you very much also for this. And then we will have two presentations from two partners, from Friuli and from our friends from Croatia. We asked them to present some activities they are developing for energy planning regarding the scenario assessment, how they approach this, and what kind of tools, methods they are applying, and also recommendation or something that can be of inspiration for us. And then we decided to have a round table at the end that will be managed by Manfred about regional energy action plans and how we can apply maybe something that is coming out from the workshop, or to discuss about some question marks that we still have in the project, or some issues that we want to tackle. So I stop myself. I repeat that this is an opportunity for us, so we have to have some takeaway at the end. And thank you for all the speakers, and thank you for all the participants now. So I leave the floor to Professor Dalbert for her introduction, and thanks again for being here.
Yeah, thank you so very much. I send you a warm welcome here from Magdeburg, and I would like to thank you for the invitation that I may join your meeting today. Your meeting should have taken place in Saxony-Anhalt, but due to the pandemic situation, that was not possible, so that we now meet in this video conference. But I'm sure we will come back to our normal life as we know it from the pre-pandemic situation. But this crisis, the pandemic situation, should not push back other crises for which we will not have an effective vaccine in short notice. You know what I'm speaking about. I'm speaking about the climate crisis. The climate crisis occupied ourselves in the last decades, and it will do so in the decades to come. Climate change is one of the most existential threats of mankind. We are talking about nothing less than the conservation of livelihood. While Corona probably be considered a sprint, the fight against global warming will be a marathon. Saxony-Anhalt faces climate change directly as other regions do. We measured decreasing rainfalls resulting in lower groundwater. That already affects negatively our harvests and, of course, the resilience of our forests against tree pests, such as, for example, bark beetle. On the other hand, our rivers, for example, the river Elbe, tends to flooding in shorter periods of time. And the European Union plays a crucial role in fighting against the climate crisis. The developed countries are responsible for the main part of the global greenhouse gas emissions. But we also have the technology to avoid that other regions on this planet follow our path based on fossil fuels. It is up to us now to show how ecology and economy can work together. And the Paris Agreement is the right framework to support this transformation process. In this regard, I take note of the discussion within the European Union about the climate goal until 2030. I'm convinced it is essential to set ambitious goals to accelerate the necessary steps in the energy transition, the change in industrial processes and in our new way of mobility. So I do support the greenhouse gas goal of minus 55% for 2030. It is often said that policy sets goals without any idea how to implement them. But when we look in European regions, we can see how energy transition and climate protection work locally. In this regard, an effective promotion framework based on the EU funds will still be important to give the right incentives. For this, the Interreg project Prospect 2030 started at the right time. It is important to improve the direct exchange between the regions being part of the project, and it is also important to improve the exchange with others that may profit from the project results. The land of Saxony-Anhalt is officially represented by the University of Applied Science here in Magdeburg, and we are proud to be part of this consortium. We have the ambitious goal to be climate neutral by 2050, and we are quite successful in the energy sector. More than 70% of our electricity demands comes already from renewable energies. Therefore, we are to focus more and more on other sectors such as industry and mobility. The climate and energy strategy of Saxony-Anhalt describes main measures to fulfill our political goals. I will not go deeper in this strategy because it was represented and discussed in this circle in former meetings. But let me highlight this. The exchange with our European regions will help us to implement our measures effectively. And of course, we do hope that our experiences will help you in the same way. Based on this climate and energy strategy, we currently develop our hydrogen strategy that will substantiate the European and the national strategy regarding the regional characteristics. Green hydrogen can become a game changer in climate policy. After using the potential of energy efficiency and the usage of green electricity, the remaining share of energy demand and process-based greenhouse gas emission can be substituted by green hydrogen. We, the land of Saxony-Anhalt, has a high share of industrial production that already uses hydrogen, but currently produced by natural gas. This amount can easily be adapted by green hydrogen without any significant technology changes. The question so far is the price of the green hydrogen. And let me add, the industry and the logistics plays an important role, mainly based on road traffic and railway services. Our potential for renewable energies will allow us to produce a significant amount of green hydrogen locally instead of importing it from abroad. I think the details will be presented later in this meeting. For the upcoming EU fund period, the European Union plans a significant share to promote climate change activities. Our very successful program to improve energy efficiency, mainly in small and medium-sized companies, will be updated and extended. Moreover, sector coupling and energy storage will play an increasing role. The project outcomes will help us to develop a proper promotion framework to reach our climate goals. That's important. So that the project will help us to reach our climate goals. So I thank you for your attention, and I wish you, of course, an inspiring workshop. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much. Thank you really very much for your words. We are all sorry that we were not able to come to Magdeburg, which we have been told very nice words about from Theo and Chemek in our previous meeting. So, but we will try next year. Hopefully, we will be successful. And of course, for us, okay, I work for the Piemonte region, which is one of the biggest region in Italy. And when I look at Saxony-Anhalt data for renewables, I'm always very impressed. And so for us, it's a pleasure to work together, and for sure we have a lot to learn and to share, to exchange, of course. But yes, for us, let me say, to have the opportunity to see what have been the steps that you have been implementing in the last few years is very important, because we have now in front of us the same goals, which is this carbon neutrality. It's a long-term goal, but we should be on the track right now, because otherwise it will be very hard to achieve, or it will be much more costly, let me say, to the achieving of that goal. So thanks for being here and for your introduction. Thanks a lot again. I think I can say on behalf of all the consortium. So now I would like to give the floor to Pio for his presentation. Please.
Yes, just I want to see if you see the presentation.
Yes, you just have to launch it.
Full screen or a small screen?
Small screen. Yeah.
Okay, just I need to change it.
Silvio, maybe in that time, is it possible to ask the ministry one question? Because I think this is a chance that we will not have, let's say, so soon.
Yes, yes, for sure. I'm sorry. Yes, yes.
Professor Dalbert, so firstly, thanks also from my side, also from Magdeburg, that you had time to stay with us. You know, in the project prospect, we in general discussed how to make, let's say, system better to integrate in the future even more of renewable, let's say, easy. So my question, it's not a question, it's only ask about your really experience. So what do you think was in the past the best decision that we have now, the situation of renewables that we have now in Saxony-Anhalt, like you discussed, and what will be from your side the, let's say, strategic topics in the future, so to be able to implement it even more? Because like you said, we have a lot of things to do, but what was the past the best things, and what should be, in your opinion, in the future the best things?
So let me try to answer your complex question as far as I understood it. So I think the most important thing was that in the end of the 19th, Saxony-Anhalt actively promoted renewable energies by windcraft. And I think that is most important. If we speak about green hydrogen, we need renewable energies. And I think that is for us in Saxony-Anhalt one very important goal. We must deal with the windcraft. That means we have to have a good pathway for replacing, for repowering, and we need more landscapes on which we can build the windcraft, and we have to deal with all the discussion and conflicts about the windcraft, and that means also that we have to deal with the communities, that they have a share in the windcraft. And so we have a lot of ideas to do this. And the other thing is, as I told already in my introductory speech, the green hydrogen is a game changer. If it is green, and if we are very sensitive to the question what should be done with electricity and what should be done with green hydrogen. And I think that is important in our hydrogen strategy, because otherwise, as you know, I must not tell you and your group that hydrogen is less effective than if you use the electricity directly. And therefore, you must have a very good measure and a very good vision what should be done by electricity and what should be done or must be done and can only be done with hydrogen. I think that's the two challenges we are facing right now.
Okay, thanks a lot, because I think this is very important for our foreign colleagues. Like you said, what should be their focus on the next step, and you defined it now, because as you know, we have different challenges in different countries. So we try to map this in this project and find out the best solutions, the future solutions for different countries. So thanks once more for your answer.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. I don't know if any others want to raise some questions or some remarks. I would have one. So maybe I take the opportunity, if anyone wants to speak, just unmute himself or herself and speak. Okay, one key point, maybe you touched it in your introduction, this relation with the communities and the social dimension of energy is something that is coming up more and more. Okay, spoke about wind power. This is a big issue for us, but also whenever we want to install renewables, there are discussions with communities about the impact and blah, blah, blah. This comes from any kind of infrastructure, of course. But also, if I think about energy efficiency, for example, mainly in buildings, also the social dimension is important if we speak about fear poverty or any stuff like that. So I don't know if you have something to share about this social dimension of promoting energy savings and renewables. If this is something, if it is an issue for you, of course. If not, no problem.
With your question, you tapped a very important issue. 70% of the natural gas we are importing right now is for the heating of buildings. And if we speak about energy efficiency, we have to speak about the heating of buildings. And I don't know how it is in other countries, but in Germany we have a renovation rate by buildings of 1%, and that's nothing. If you would imagine, 70% of the natural gas we are importing is for the heating of buildings, and we would increase in this slow steps by 1%. That would be really awful. So the heating of buildings and the renovation of buildings so that they can save energy is one very important step. And I'm very glad that you mentioned this issue, because I only mentioned industry and logistics, but you are perfectly right. In my view too, the heating of buildings is the main issue.
Thank you very much. This is quite common, I think, in most of the European countries, and I think this is a big challenge for all of us.